Hi, my name is Deborah Zanders-Willis, and I'm the Deputy Director for Child Welfare Services in San Diego County. The purpose of this video is to let you know what to expect when you come to juvenile court and begin working with those who will help you and your family. Our goal is to safely return your child to you at the earliest possible date. The parent you are about to see has been involved with juvenile court and child welfare services. They have had many questions and were uncertain about what their future might hold. Their message to you is about hope, teamwork, and taking advantage of opportunities for success, just as they have in their lives.
Well, first off, I didn't know I was pregnant, so when I had him, I was under the influence of meth, marijuana, a little bit of alcohol. But I had already known what was going to happen. It was already in my head. I knew that they were going to come and remove my son because there was no prenatal care and the fact that he was pos-tox. I had a lot of mixed emotions: confusion, anger, sadness, happiness, overjoyed, depression. I went through it all. Even when I came home, I left the hospital early purposely because of the fact that I knew he was going to be taken from me and I didn't want to prolong it. So the first night I came home, I remember I cried, and I think it was the hardest I've ever cried. And I felt very lonely, and I slept with his blanket from the hospital.
There are a variety of reasons why children are brought into protective custody. Some of those reasons include physical abuse, sexual abuse, and emotional abuse, substance abuse, and domestic violence. Children can also be brought in for neglect, which can include not having appropriate housing, clothing, food, shelter, and not getting appropriate medical care. At this point, your child has been placed in the temporary custody of Child Welfare Services. You probably spoke to a social worker or a police officer in the last few days. Once your child has been removed, there has to be a hearing within 3 days, and that hearing is called the detention hearing. The purpose of the detention hearing is for the court to review all of the information about your family situation and then to determine if there is sufficient cause for your child to remain in protective custody. One of the most important things a parent can do at this point is visit with their child. Your child may be in a foster home. They may be placed with a relative or a family friend. If your child is Native American and is a member or eligible for membership in a federally recognized tribe, the placement preference will be in accordance to the Indian Child Welfare Act, otherwise known as ICWA. And this will be as follows: tribally created preferences, where you will consult with the tribe, a member of the child's extended family as defined by the tribe, a foster home which is licensed or approved by the Indian Child's Tribe, an Indian foster home licensed or approved by an authorized non-Indian licensing authority, or an institution such as a group home approved by the tribe.
If you and your child are Native American, you may find out that you and your child may also have a tribal social worker from your child's tribe working with you. The tribal social worker can provide assistance to you and your child, access services, visitation, and other court-required services in your case plan. Remember, visitation is the best predictor to whether or not reunification is going to be successful. Please visit your child. Many of the tribal social services available to you and your child are based on Native American cultural beliefs and values. Please ask your social worker and your tribe to find out more of what's available. Both your county social worker and tribal social worker can provide you with services and resources available in your area. A tribal social worker will help to keep your child connected with your tribe for important events and cultural ties whenever possible. Your tribal social worker can assist with questions regarding the case process and will be active in helping with your case plan.
Misty Taylor, she was my ICWA worker. I liked her a lot because she kind of came in and helped me a lot. Like, this is what you have to do. And the encouragement that, you know, it's going to get hard, but it's okay. We'll get through this. So I appreciated Misty a lot, and Janet Granucci, CPS worker from the Indian unit.
I was the social worker assigned at the beginning of Ida's case, and I am a PSW in the Indian Specialty Unit. And from the moment I met with Ida at the hospital, she appeared to understand her part she played in having her child removed, and she did not make excuses for her current situation. Ida took responsibility for what happened and seemed to understand the impact this would have on her newborn son. She explained her situation in a calm and appropriate manner and stated she would do whatever she needed to do to reunify with her child. She understood that she had a long road ahead of her, but that we would work together to make her reunification successful.
The first thing I thought of was responsibility. I had to take responsibility for my actions and what I did to that child, to be the best mother I could, because I had grown up in the system as a child. So what I did was I made a choice to say, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Got my baby taken away, I need to get my baby back.
After a parent checks in, he or she will be told what courtroom to go to.
Okay, you're in department number 2.
Then the court officer will come out.
Parties for Isaiah O.
The parent will go through and complete the paperwork and talk to their attorney prior to the hearing.
Morning, Ida. My name is Bob Galemi. I'm an attorney with the Conflict Parent-Child Office. Our office is available to represent you in this proceeding. I'm sure the only thing you want to talk about is when can I get my child back? An attorney such as myself, we will be appointed to represent you at the first court hearing called the detention hearing. At this hearing, we will review the court system with you and the reasons why the social worker has brought your case to court. The most important thing to understand is that we will be with you throughout the entire process.
Parties for Isaiah O.
Well, the first court hearing, yeah, I was scared. You know, when you go in a courtroom and you see the judge, you're already intimidated. I didn't know what they were gonna ask of me.
The parent will be brought into the courtroom to sit with their attorney.
You can have a seat right next to your attorney.
The court officer will announce everyone that is present for the hearing on the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is the matter of Isaiah O. Present in court today is Miss Day for the minor. The mother is present with Mr. Gulemi. Sitting in the back of the courtroom is the ICWA social worker, Misty Taylor. Social worker Ansley Granucci is present with County Counsel Newman Ribner for the agency.
Good morning.
As to the Indian Child Welfare Act, the court finds that notice properly has been provided to all tribes of which the child may be a member or eligible for membership. The tribe has intervened and a tribal representative is present in court today. Ms. Taylor, is there anything that you would like to add before the court makes its rulings today?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
The judge will make some orders about the paperwork that is being filled out and the orders as to what kind of visitation the parent will have with his or her child and whether the visitation will be supervised or unsupervised.
You will likely be emotional and somewhat confused. We will help you understand at each stage of the case what your legal rights are and how we can help you. We'll also help you understand what you need to do to get your children back and how to work with the social workers to do that. We will also make sure that you're able to visit with your children. Some parents have to take parenting classes, go to counseling, or do drug or alcohol treatment. The court will determine what is appropriate for you. At the detention hearing, we have to ask you many questions and you have to fill out many forms. We have to ask you questions about who the mother and father are, what relatives are available to help care for the child, and to provide support for you. We're also required to ask you if you have any Native American Indian heritage. We will also explain how you will be billed for our services. Finally, we will help you focus on what you can do to help us best represent your legal interests and what you need to do to get your children back as soon as possible. There are multiple hearings in this process, and we will be there to help you at each and every one.
Perhaps County Counsel could advise us as to the agency's position as to detention.
Your Honor, the agency is asking the court to make an order regarding supervised visitation until the mother demonstrates that she is making progress in her programs. We believe that it should be supervised.
I am from the Office of County Counsel, and the attorneys in my office represent the county social worker handling your case. At the first hearing, which is called the detention hearing, the judge reviews the petition, which contains statements about why your child may be at risk in your home. The judge also receives a report from your social worker with recommendations about how to best keep your children safe. Your children will also have an attorney who can present information to the judge at each hearing. There will be another hearing in about 3 weeks called the jurisdiction disposition hearing. At that hearing, the judge will hear all the evidence and will make some decisions and orders based on his or her findings. If the judge finds that the allegations in the petition are true and that your family needs immediate help, the judge will order you to comply with a case plan. There are two types of case plans, family reunification plans and family maintenance plans. Let me explain the difference. The family reunification case plan is used when your judge decides that your children need to live with a relative, a family friend, or a foster parent while you participate in services. The family reunification plan is the roadmap that you must follow in order to have your children returned to you as soon as possible. Your social worker will help you comply with your family reunification plan. The family maintenance plan, on the other hand, is a plan that your judge will order you to follow if your judge decides that your children can still live with you. The purpose of the family maintenance plan is to help you overcome the problems your family is facing while ensuring that your children remain safely in your custody.
The court finds, upon review of the case plan and reports, that active efforts have been made to provide remedial services and rehabilitative programs to prevent the breakup of the Indian family.
I am one of the judges that you might meet at the juvenile court. At that hearing, the judge will decide if it is safe for your child to continue to live in your home with one or both parents, or if the child should be out of the home. If the judge finds that the child should not stay in the home, he or she will order that the child should stay temporarily with relatives, friends, perhaps a licensed foster home, or maybe even at the Polinsky Children's Center. The court also, at this hearing, will explain to you the amount of time that you may have to participate in services, such as counseling and treatment programs, in order to have your child returned to you. Juvenile court hearings sometimes get very technical, while the court and the lawyers sort out the law and the correct procedure. The most important thing that I can tell you is that the court's goals are to protect children and to preserve your family. We want to assist you in being good parents and in making sure that your child has a stable and permanent home. We do not want to see your child remain in foster care or out of your home for lengthy periods of time. However, while the court and the social worker want to return your child to you, the final responsibility for that will be yours, you, the parents. The court, usually the same judge, will hold reviews every few months to see how you are doing. If you've made enough progress, the court can order that your children can come home again, or that even it is time to end the court's proceedings. The second most important thing I can tell you about your experience in juvenile court is that it's not like the judge shows on television. Our hearings are not about who is right or who is wrong. Rather, they are about what is in the best interest of the children. We try to keep the hearings as cooperative and as non-adversarial as possible. The judges expect you, the parents, to be honest with the social workers and with the court as to how you are doing. We expect the workers, the lawyers, and the judges to treat you with respect. If you remember that the focus is on the children, not on winning, you'll do well if your child becomes a dependent of the court.
Those are all normal emotions of feeling lonely, scared, afraid, angry. Everybody's going to go through those emotions at first, but at the end, it's going to pay off. What I had to do, I knew I had to go get some kind of counseling. I knew I had to get drug counseling. I knew I had to do other things. So what I did was I made a choice to say, yeah, I'm going to do this. And I came to Indian Health and I asked for some help. But you know what? I've never seen a tribe come together and support one person as much as I did during that time. You know, I had very good people in my life at that time. County, ICWA, the judge, everything was great for me. And yeah, it's a lot of hoops you have to jump through, but those are the hoops that are worth it. And during those hoops, you're going to get some healing. Through the counseling that nobody likes to do, I found comfort in that. I found out a lot of things about me I needed to find out. For that 6 months, I figured out who I was and how I could be the best mother. So just give it a chance. And if it's too hard or you don't think you can do it, tell somebody. And you'll learn to filter those emotions and not go the same way most of us addicts do, is just to use, to drown it all out. I don't know, I like to say take that opportunity of, if you do get your child removed, to work on you, because that's the only way it's going to work in the end. You have to figure out you before you can make a life for your baby.
We hope that your child will be returned to you. But if for some reason your child doesn't, then another plan needs to be made for your child. That plan can be adoption, guardianship, or living in a foster home long term. I encourage you to do the best by visiting your child, communicating with your social worker, and learning everything you can from the services that you attend.
Isaiah, he's the light of my life. Everything revolves around him. He's 2. He's very active. He likes to play ball, and I mean, he's a little rascal. Again? I enjoy my son a lot. And I really believe he's a blessing that gave me a little bit of sense of hope for life.
Although you may feel that this is the most difficult time in your life, please know that things can get better, as you have seen from the parent who shared her experiences with you today. Our goal is to work together as a team so we can safely return your children to your care.